Chapter 16. Cool, I get my electrical up to code. Henry was in his early 30s when, after being in moderate heart failure, his health was declining to the point of being able to get listed. He had known for most of his life that this day would come. He lived close to his transplant center and lived with his mom and brother, if we recall correctly. Henry then became quite ill very rapidly and could no longer wait for the right heart to be available. He was young and he was in good health, with the exception of his heart, so he was given an LVAD to keep his heart pumping and was prepared to go home and wait for his new heart to come in. Until he encountered one huge obstacle. As it turned out, there was the weirdest snafu, and this is why we tell this story. Who would think of the electrical wiring in their home? As it happened, the electrical system in his home was not powerful enough to accommodate the current that his LVAD required. An LVAD needs to be plugged in, and he lived in an older house that still had its original wiring. Henry had to leave the hospital because his insurance knew that he was healthy enough to be discharged, and he was, but to where? We received a call from his transplant coordinator asking if we were able to get the electrical in his home up to the standard code so that he could go home and plug in his life-saving device. Who knew that fixing the electrical system in his home would be so life-altering? Once he was safely home with his LVAD, plugged in and waiting for the call that there was a heart ready for him, he started to take online courses and he earned a degree. Henry finally did receive his heart transplant, and he is now married with a beautiful baby girl and working in the field that he studied. He is one of the most grateful, happy husbands and dads that we know. To quote Emily Dickinson, "Find ecstasy in life. The mere sense of living is joy enough."